Farmista here. Welcome back to my tiny kitchen. Today I'm going to be showing you my version of Chex Mix. So I'll go ahead and read the ingredients for you and then we'll get started. Okay, so we will need 3/4 teaspoons of garlic powder, 1/2 teaspoon of onion powder, 4 tablespoons of Worcestershire sauce, 1.5 teaspoons of seasoned salt, 9 cups of Chex cereal. It doesn't have to be the name brand, it can be any off-brand. Generally, I would suggest 3 cups of rice, 3 cups of wheat, and 3 cups of corn. But if you're looking to do like a gluten-free type option, you need to use a little bit different ingredients than I'm using, but you could definitely leave out the wheat Chex, and that would simplify it a lot. So what I did today is 4.5 cups of corn Chex and 4.5 cups of wheat Chex. I have 1 cup of goldfish crackers, 1 cup of pretzels, and my personal spin, I have 1 cup of corn nuts. They're the spicy jalapeno kind. And last ingredient is 6 tablespoons of butter, which will actually be the first thing that we start with. So I'm going to put back my hair so I don't get any in when I'm cooking. Alright, we are going to start with our 6 tablespoons of butter, and I have the stove over here. So I'm going to go ahead and turn this on to, this is an electric stove, so I'm going to be putting that in there. And allowing it to melt. And now, while that is melting, I'm going to take the Chex cereal and stir it up, lightly toss it. I'm using a rubber scraper here so that I don't break as many Chex as I would with a like a hard plastic spoon. So I'm just lightly tossing that to get the corn and the wheat all mixed together. Then I'm going to add my pretzel sticks, 1 cup as I said before, and then I'll toss that distributed. Next I'll be adding my 1 cup of goldfish crackers. You could also use whales or penguins, whichever you like best. I like the extreme goldfish, those are my favorite. So I have the extreme cheddar goldfish here, and that's what I'll be adding. And 1 cup of the spicy corn nuts. So also, before I started filming, I went ahead and preheated my oven to 275 degrees. So that is warming up and will be ready for the Chex Mix once the butter is melted and the spices are added. So I'm going to check on the butter here. All melted. Next I'm going to be adding the 4 tablespoons of Worcestershire sauce. Okay, so now that the Worcestershire sauce and the butter is all blended together, I'm going to be adding my 3/4 teaspoons of garlic powder, 1/2 teaspoon of onion powder, one and a half teaspoons of seasoning. Once all of the seasoning is fully dissolved and mixed in with the butter, we're going to slowly pour it over our Chex mixture. And I did turn the stove off. We don't want to be creating any fire hazards. So I'm going to gently toss this. Look, we had a runaway. I'll put that back because I did just disinfect my counter, so I trust them. Granted, if I was not making this just for myself and I was bringing it to a party or something, I would not rescue things off of the counter. Just just a common courtesy to people, I suppose. So it does take quite a bit of mixing. Alright, so basically the end goal is to have most of the pieces look like they have the shiny butter mixture or to look wet. So once that is the case, I have a baking sheet. It's just I think it's a standard size cookie sheet that I'm going to be pouring this on and spreading it out in a fairly as thin of layer as will fit on here. And you will notice that the stuff towards the bottom will be much more buttery than the stuff towards the top and middle. But that's okay, because you will be stirring this several times throughout the time that it's baking. So I don't know if you can see it or not, but I do have a nice mound of Chex Mix on this cooking sheet. So I'm going to be spreading it out. And like I said, if you have some spots that are a little more buttery than others, you can stir it around like this, but you will stir it at least 3 times in the hour that it is in the oven. Okay, so I'm going to spread it out so it's an even layer. Alright, so it looks as though my oven is preheated, or, yep, the light just went off. So I'm going to go ahead and open my oven and slide this in. And because I have such a tiny kitchen, I don't necessarily have a standard size oven. Or if it is standard, it's not what I've had at the previous homes I've lived at. So actually this tray that I have sits on the rack holder in the oven instead of on the rack itself because it is too wide. So these actually conveniently sit in the rack and it locks in place nicely. So that was a happy accident. So I'm going to pop this in the oven, and then in about 15 minutes I'll stir it. And so yeah, I guess about every 15 minutes I pull it out, set it on the counter on a hot pad, stir it up and pop it back in. So in an hour's time, give or take, it is all crunchy and kind of a little darker brown, not necessarily burnt, but it is toasted, I guess would be the best word. So in an hour, you will have a crunchy, munchy snack. See you later. Bye.